Welcome to the Teenage Mutant Fight Club podcast. Buckle up for a wild journey into the heart of flash fiction, where teen heroes and underdog outcasts take center stage.
We're talking blockbuster action and thought-provoking themes, all packed into concise narratives that really hit you right in the feels.
Today, we're diving into two stories that I think you'll find super captivating. Both explore themes of identity, acceptance, and that journey to find your true self.
That quest for self-discovery, right? It's a universal experience. We all go through it in our own ways, and these stories offer some unique perspectives on that.
Absolutely. So first up is a flash fiction story called Echoes in Time. It follows a time traveler struggling with their gender identity who uses their time machine to explore history. Can you imagine that?
Wow, yeah. To leap across centuries, searching for reflections of yourself in societies with completely different understandings of gender and self, it's mind-boggling, isn't it?
Totally. The story raises this question. Can finding those echoes in the past actually lead to self-acceptance in the present? Like if you could glimpse your inner self reflected in different eras, how would that change your understanding of who you are?
It's a question that really challenges our assumptions about identity, right?
Yeah.
It suggests that maybe our sense of self isn't so fixed, so bound by the time and place we happen to be born into.
Right. And our second stop on this journey is The Mirror Pool, another flash fiction story, but this one with a touch of magic. It focuses on a closeted transgender teen swimmer who discovers this hidden pool that, get this, reflects their true self.
I love that idea, a magical pool that shows you who you truly are. But there's a catch, right?
Definitely. This sanctuary is under threat, so our protagonist has to find the courage to protect it. It really makes you think, how far would you go to defend a place where you can truly be yourself, a place where you're seen and accepted for who you are?
It speaks to that fundamental human need for belonging, for safety, and for spaces where we can shed the masks we might wear in the outside world.
Exactly. So we've got these two distinct but thematically resonant flash fiction stories to explore. Let's dive into Echoes in Time. The story kicks off with our protagonist. They aren't called Thomas yet. Remember activating the time machine. You get these awesome sensory details. The machine humming, kaleidoscopic colors swirling around as a total trip.
It's like the story's pulling you right into that moment, making you feel the disorientation and excitement of time travel.
Yeah. But then they arrive in this bustling marketplace, and their immediate reaction isn't like, whoa, I'm in the past. It's more like, whoa, people are staring. Do I look weird? You know, that kind of self-consciousness we've all felt.
And then comes that pivotal moment, the reflection in the metal. Not a mirror, but a piece of metal. They see a woman staring back, and there's this achingly familiar fear. It's like that feeling of not fitting in, of being misrecognized. It's already there.
That's so interesting, the reflection being in metal instead of a mirror. It makes you wonder if it's symbolic, like maybe their sense of self is still fragmented at that point. They're not seeing a whole clear image.
Yeah, that's a great observation. And that achingly familiar fear, it really grounds the story in a very human emotion. It shows that even with the fantastical element of time travel, the protagonist is still grappling with very real, very personal anxieties.
Totally. So the story describes time for this character as a tapestry woven with countless threads. This isn't just a fun historical tour for them. It's a desperate bid for answers, a search for others like him, hidden in the folds of history.
That metaphor of the tapestry is brilliant. It suggests that all these different eras and experiences are interconnected somehow, even if we don't always see the connections. And the desperation underscores how deeply they need to find some kind of precedent for their own feelings.
Yeah, like they need to know they're not alone in this. Then we get these glimpses into specific historical periods they visit. First, a Roman senator, and she's a woman. I mean, that right there challenges our assumptions about gender roles throughout history, right?
Right away, the story starts dismantling those rigid categories we tend to impose on the past. And there's a beautiful contrast in that scene, the initial tremors of fear, maybe that familiar anxiety we saw before, followed by this defiant power in her voice.
So powerful. And then they encounter a medieval knight, their identity totally hidden by armor. There's almost a thrill of existing outside the expected in that, you know.
Absolutely. It raises the question, is that concealment a form of oppression, or could it also be a form of freedom? For someone struggling with gender identity, that anonymity could be incredibly liberating.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but you're right. And finally, there's this encounter with a Renaissance artist, nameless in the story, who leaves a secret signature in their art, a symbol understood across time. It speaks to this idea of connection beyond societal constraints, a recognition that transcends words.
It's a beautiful way of showing that even when societal structures might be restrictive, there are always ways for people to express their true selves, even if it has to be coded or hidden.
It's like they're finding these breadcrumbs of shared experience scattered throughout history. But it's not all triumphant moments, right? The story acknowledges the challenges. Whiskered slurs, ostracism, the constant bite of living in a body that felt at war with itself. It's a reminder that this journey, even with the fantastical element of time travel, wouldn't be without pain.
It's important for the story to acknowledge that reality, right? To not shy away from the very real struggles that transgender individuals and those who don't conform to gender norms have faced and continue to face.
Absolutely. But even amidst that hardship, there are these glimmers of hope. Secret gatherings lit by firelight, shared glances across crowded rooms, ink-stained fingers creating art. These small moments of connection must be so powerful for the time traveler, offering a sense of solidarity across centuries.
Those moments feel like little lifelines in the story, right? They suggest that even in times and places that might seem incredibly different from our own, that fundamental human need for connection, for recognition, it persists.
And then comes this pivotal realization. The time traveler's struggle isn't some anomaly, but an echo through time itself. That must be so validating for them to understand that their feelings aren't unique to them to this particular time.
Imagine feeling like you're somehow broken, different, and then realizing that people throughout history have navigated similar complexities. It reframes the entire experience, offering a sense of belonging that goes beyond the limitations of their own time and place.
There's like a huge weight lifted off their shoulders, right? And then there's this beautiful encounter in a quiet cottage with this elderly woman. It's not some grand historical event, but this quiet, intimate moment that feels so powerful.
It's in that simplicity that the message of acceptance really shines through. The woman sees the time traveler for who they truly are and offers this incredible affirmation. No matter your name, your form, you are of this place.
She doesn't even hesitate, does she? It's like she instantly recognizes a kindred spirit. And the mirror she offers reflects his own tired face, finally starting to look familiar. It's like he's finally seeing himself, truly seeing himself for the first time.
It's a moment of profound self-acceptance, and it's made possible by that connection, that recognition from another person. It speaks to the power of human empathy, of seeing beyond external appearances to the core of another person's being.
So beautiful. And when the time traveler returns to the present, even though the world is still described as stark, they're transformed, filled with this quiet defiance fueled by whispered promises across time. They've found this inner strength that can't be taken away.
It's a realistic portrayal of personal growth, isn't it? The world doesn't magically change overnight, but the protagonist has changed. They found validation and a sense of belonging that transcends their immediate surroundings.
And the time machine becomes almost a tool for personal creation. Each journey, a gathering of possibilities that leads to these small but significant acts of self-expression in the present. A donated dress, a whispered she. It's like they're starting to live more authentically, bit by bit.
It's a gradual process, but each step is so important. It shows the courage it takes to embrace your true self, even in a world that might not be fully ready to accept you.
Of course, there are still challenges. The story mentions colleagues' raised eyebrows, those muttered comments that reveal the lingering societal resistance to change. But the time traveler now has this inner strength to draw on. The laughter of those women gladiators, the confident stride of the queens they've encountered.
Those echoes from the past have become a source of power, haven't they? They've shown the time traveler that they're not alone, that there's a history of resilience and strength they can tap into.
And the story concludes with this beautiful idea. The time traveler's greatest creation wasn't the machine itself, but the person he was becoming. It's not about the technology. It's about the internal transformation, the self-discovery that the journey makes possible.
Time travel becomes this incredible metaphor for self-excavation, unearthing those hidden parts of themselves that society might have tried to bury. And the final image of the time traveler, presenting as Dr. Eleanor Thomas, with the world struggling to catch up, it's so powerful.
It shows that true change starts with individual acts of courage and self-acceptance. It challenges the status quo and forces the world to confront its own limited perceptions. Okay, let's shift gears now and dive into our second story, The Mirror Pool. This one has a completely different vibe, weaving magic into the exploration of identity.
It's like we're stepping into a world where the impossible becomes possible, where inner truths can manifest in extraordinary ways.
Exactly. We're introduced to Alex, a transgender swimmer who's presenting as male, but deeply conflicted internally. The story uses this really vivid metaphor, chlorine masking their true self.
That's such a brilliant image, right? The chlorine represents that constant discomfort, the feeling of being submerged in something that's not quite right, that doesn't allow you to breathe freely.
It sets the stage for this incredible discovery. The abandoned lodge, the shimmer of water, this hidden pool described as a dark mirror under the bleeding sunset. It's like this secret, almost mystical space.
The setting itself feels symbolic, doesn't it? The abandoned lodge suggests a sense of being forgotten, overlooked, which might resonate with how Alex feels. And that bleeding sunset adds a layer of melancholy, of transition, of something ending and something new beginning.
Yeah, I get that feeling too. Alex, driven by exhaustion and this unspoken yearning, has this impulsive moment where they approach the pool. It's like they're drawn to it by some invisible force.
You can sense the desperation in that act, the need for escape, for solace, for something that might offer a glimpse of truth and authenticity.
And then, the reflection. It's not a gradual transformation, it's instant and complete. Alex sees their true self reflected back, and the story describes it as wild, desperate joy. It's not about the body changing, but about the soul finally given room to breathe.
It gets to the heart of what gender identity is really about, doesn't it? It's not about outward appearances, but about that deep internal sense of self. And the pool becomes this magical catalyst, revealing the truth that's always been there, just hidden beneath the surface.
It's like the pool is stripping away all the layers of societal expectations, all those masks Alex has been forced to wear. And we see this stark contrast between that liberating reflection in the mirror pool at night and the wrong reflection in the locker room mirror during the day.
That locker room mirror represents the harsh reality of a world that doesn't yet see Alex for who they are, while the mirror pool offers this sanctuary, this glimpse of a reality where they can be their true self without judgment.
And the swims become these secret dances under the watchful moon, filled with grace and defiance. It's like the pool allows Alex to not just see, but also embody their true self in a way that feels impossible in the outside world.
It's a beautiful image of liberation and self-expression. The pool becomes the space where Alex can move freely, without the constraints of those imposed gender roles, and that defiance suggests a growing strength, a refusal to be confined by those limitations.
And then we meet Sarah, this other outcast, who seems to instantly recognize something in Alex, like a whisper that things aren't how they're meant to be. It's so important for Alex to find that ally, someone who sees through the facade and offers understanding without needing a full explanation.
Sarah's presence adds this crucial layer of human connection to the story, right? It highlights the power of finding others who share your experiences, who can validate your feelings and make you feel less alone.
And the community around the pool grows. It becomes this beacon for those who wore the world's expectations like lead. We see a boy with hidden makeup, a woman finding respite in a male form. It's no longer just about Alex, it's about this shared space of authenticity and support.
It speaks to that universal human need for belonging, for spaces where we can shed those masks we might feel pressured to wear in the outside world. The mirror pool becomes a sanctuary for those who don't fit neatly into society's boxes.
But then, as often happens, this haven is threatened. Rumors start to spread, fueled by this councilman who's obsessed with restoring decency. You can practically hear the judgment dripping from his words, and it leads to this menacing mob descending upon the pool.
It's a classic clash between fear and acceptance, intolerance and diversity. The councilman represents those forces that try to enforce conformity, to erase anything that challenges their narrow worldview.
Exactly. And in the face of that threat, with torches casting these monstrous shadows all around, Alex embraces their true identity fully. The story says he wasn't Alex anymore. He was the girl from the water. It's a powerful moment of self-acceptance, of defiance in the face of danger.
It's a turning point in the story, a moment of incredible courage. Alex chooses to be true to themselves even when faced with potential violence and rejection. It's a rejection of shame and a bold declaration of self-love.
And the magic of the pool reveals itself completely. The water glows with this angry luminescence, and figures from the past begin to emerge. Warriors, healers, poets. It's like the pool has this history, this lineage of those who found solace and affirmation in its depths.
It's a beautiful way of showing that the search for identity and acceptance isn't new, that it's been a part of the human experience for centuries. And those figures, warriors, healers, poets, represent the spectrum of human potential, suggesting that those who find refuge in the pool aren't just outcasts, but individuals with unique strengths and talents.
And Sarah's response in this moment is just perfect. She laughs right in the face of the councilman's fear and says, "No, just us finally seeing the way we're meant to be." It's like she's reclaiming the narrative, refusing to let fear dictate their identities.
That laughter is an act of defiance, of liberation. It rejects the councilman's attempt to control them through fear and shame. It's a celebration of their authentic selves and a powerful statement of solidarity.
It's amazing. And the story ends by explaining that the pool doesn't actually change bodies physically, but it changes perceptions, becomes a weapon of truth, and those who found solace there become its guardians. They haven't won some grand victory, but they found this incredible inner strength and a space where they can be themselves.
It's a really nuanced and hopeful ending. The focus isn't on changing the world overnight, but on changing perceptions, starting with their own. It's about recognizing their own worth, embracing their true selves, and protecting that space where others can do the same.
Wow, what a journey we've taken through these flash fiction stories. Both Echoes in Time and The Mirror Pool, even though they use different approaches, speak to this universal desire for self-acceptance and belonging, wouldn't you say? We've seen these characters grapple with complex questions of identity and ultimately find strength and even magic in embracing who they truly are.
Absolutely. They highlight the power of storytelling to explore these very personal, very human experiences in ways that can resonate with everyone, regardless of their own background or identity.
Think about the time traveler, reaching across centuries for those echoes of recognition and finding it in that quiet encounter with the elderly woman. It speaks to the enduring nature of identity and the possibility of connection beyond the limitations of time and societal norms, doesn't it?
It suggests that maybe we're not so bound by the circumstances of our birth, by the time and place we happen to live in. Maybe there's a deeper, more essential part of ourselves that transcends those boundaries.
That's a beautiful thought. And then there's the mirror pool, this magical space that reflects inner truth and fosters this incredible community of acceptance. Makes you wonder, what are the mirror pools in your own life? The people, places, experiences that allow you to see and embrace your authentic self? And what are you willing to do to protect those spaces?
Those are such important questions to consider. Where do you feel truly seen, truly understood? What helps you connect with your most authentic self? These stories remind us how precious those spaces and connections are and how crucial it is to nurture them.
These flash fiction stories, even though they're brief, offer so much to think about, to reflect on. They remind us that the journey of self-discovery is often a continuous one, filled with challenges and moments of profound clarity and maybe even a touch of magic along the way.
And they highlight the power of imagination to help us explore those complexities and find new ways to connect with ourselves and with each other.
We hope this journey through flash fiction has sparked some new thoughts and perspectives for you. Maybe you'll even find yourself exploring your own echoes in time and mirror pools.
And maybe, just maybe, you'll find yourself creating those spaces of acceptance and understanding for others too.
Thank you for joining us on the Teenage Mutant Fight Club podcast for this wild adventure. Tune in next week for more captivating stories from the world of flash fiction. And don't forget to rate and follow the show for more tales of teen heroes and underdog outcasts.
See you next time.
Until then, keep those imaginations firing.